Hey folks, this is Jess Birken with Birken Law Office, and I am going to talk with you today about the federal emergency grants through the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan Assistance Program.
I am getting just tons of questions about how this works and what this is. So in this particular video, I am only going to talk about the $10,000 emergency grant advance that you are able to get. What you're seeing on my screen is the actual bill, the actual law. There's been so much misinformation about this that as a lawyer, I just decided I would go straight to the actual written law and see what it says. So I've actually pulled up the law and I've been reading it, and it is actually true that we can get a $10,000 emergency grant. You can see it's written right here into the bill that during the covered period, which is at the time of this recording right now and through June 30th, 2020, small businesses, nonprofits, and agricultural co-ops that would otherwise qualify for an SBA loan can apply for an economic injury disaster loan. I'm gonna start calling that EIDL. Okay, EIDL. You can submit a streamlined application for an EIDL loan and request an emergency grant in advance of $10,000. See right here, it says the amount of the advance provided will not be more than $10,000. So that is just to verify this is real, this is not a scam, it's actually written right into the law, and as long as they verify you and your entity as being an eligible entity to apply for the EIDL loan, you are allowed to request the advance. Now, what are you supposed to use the money on? You are supposed to use the money on any allowable purpose that the SBA loan would cover. Okay, so in this case, that's probably a lot of things, and they want to specifically call out the fact that you can use it for providing paid sick leave to your employees, maintaining your payroll, right? So paying yourself if you're self-employed, paying your folks. If you are buying supplies and they're more expensive and you have increased costs because you have to go somewhere funky to get your materials right now, that's covered. You can also make your rent or mortgage payments with this money. And I always recommend, have a written rental agreement so that there's some paper trail if you were ever to be audited for some crazy reason. And then repaying obligations that can't be met due to revenue losses. So that just means money has not been coming in and we've been shoving everything into the line of credit, or we've been shoving everything onto credit cards. You can pay down those debts with this money. Okay? Now, the big kicker here that everybody is like, is this for real? Is the repayment. And right here in the law, it says an applicant shall not be required to repay any amounts of the advance provided under this section, even if they're denied for the full loan. So you can start the streamlined application. You can complete the streamlined application if you are a qualifying business. You can request the advance, and even if you don't get the loan, that's fine. This advance doesn't need to be repaid. If you do end up getting an EIDL loan and or a PPP loan, which I will talk about at a different time, the extent to which the PPP loan has a forgivable aspect, this $10,000 is taken off the top. So if you're applying for another loan that has a forgiveness component, this $10,000 counts against that money. So that's just something to be aware of. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to just show you that this is in the actual law. It is real. You don't need to worry about the streamlined application being a scam or some sort of way to access your bank account information. It is legit, and you should feel safe applying for it if you need to.
If you have more questions or concerns or just want to know whether you should apply for one of these, please feel free to reach out to me through my website. It's birkenlaw.com. Also, stay tuned for my next video where I will do a walkthrough of how to apply as a nonprofit or a for-profit through the streamline application process.